Welcome to today's Ukraine War Update for August 1st, 2026. For the second time in 48 hours, Russia sent a mass strike at Ukraine, and this time it fell squarely on Kyiv. Overnight, the capital was hit by a heavily ballistic barrage of 27 ballistic missiles aimed at the city. Ukraine's air defenses managed to bring down just one. 9 people were killed and more than 30 wounded, among them 4 children. The worst of it struck the Darnytskyi district, where 7 died. Fires and destruction were reported across 5 districts, damaging 18 apartment blocks, 2 schools, shops and clinics, and burning out 5 ambulances. And President Zelensky named the reason so few were stopped. Ukraine, he said, has run through its stock of Patriot interceptors. Every package of them saves lives, he warned, and every night without them costs more. It was, in a single phrase, the sound of an air defense shield running dry. Ukraine's reply reached further into Russia than ever. Its long-range drones flew some 1,600 kilometers, beyond even yesterday's records, to strike the great Bashneft refinery complex at Ufa, in Bashkortostan, setting at least one of its plants ablaze. 3 refineries in that cluster were hit in a single night. Together they process more than 20 million tons of crude a year, much of it fuel for Russia's military. Closer to the front, Ukraine says it destroyed 4 Russian radar systems in the Krasnodar region, the very sensors that guide air defenses. Moscow claimed to have shot down 274 drones overnight, an admission, in itself, of just how large the raid was. In Washington, the sanctions bill named for the late Senator Lindsey Graham crept closer to a final vote. The Senate's leaders hoped to pass it before members leave for the August break. It would allow tariffs of up to 200% on the biggest buyers of Russian oil, along with new measures against the shadow fleet and Putin's inner circle. The Kremlin, for its part, shrugged. Its spokesman insisted that years of sanctions had, in his words, no effect whatsoever. And in Europe, the fallout from that stray missile hardened. Poland summoned Russia's ambassador over the Kh-101 that fell on its soil, and said it was now weighing whether to send Ukraine more Patriots of its own. Russia's losses stayed brutally steady, around 1,470 soldiers in a day, its total now above 1,447,000. And a grim milestone behind it, July was Russia's deadliest month of the year, with nearly 43,000 of its troops killed or wounded. On the ground, the map barely moved, 193 clashes along the line, with Pokrovsk once again the busiest sector, where 23 Russian assaults were pushed back. No settlement changed hands. The same deadlock, holding, even as the strikes reach ever deeper on both sides. That wraps up today's update. If you found this useful, press the like button and subscribe in order to support this channel. Stay informed, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.